Okay, so let's bring in our travel expert now, Mark Murphy, because we've had shots up, and we're going to put another shot up of Philadelphia International Airport.
Right.
With weather this bad down south, you know, so many people have a connection through Atlanta and all that.
Right.
So what should we do right now if we're trying to get anywhere in this country?
Check your airline and make sure that they haven't put in place trip interruption or a cancellation policy which says that if you're going to be affected by the storm, by flying in on a connection, like for example, Atlanta, then you can basically change your flight to a later date. There are some caveats, like if you were flying into Florida, you can change your flight, but you have to do it, depending on the airline, like Virgin Atlantic, by October 8th. If you go past October 8th, you're not going to be able to change it, and you have to be proactive and call them up now and say, hey, I want to change for this date.
But they're not going to give you it's a $200 change fee.
And that's waived.
That's
waived in affected areas. So earlier, if you're going to the Caribbean, they waived it. Now you're going into Florida and some of the airports going north. And I think as the storm creeps north, you're going to see the airlines step in and put that in place. You know, you just have to wait in some cases and see what's going to happen. Problem you have is, like, let's say you're going to go take a cruise or another trip or stay at a resort. You have to check on that as well.
Now, Mark, I know that you wanted a flu shot, so before you get out of here, go ahead, Dr. Mike, start on him. What are you concerned about? Cruises?
Yeah, because some people, I have a lot of friends, they love going on cruises, and of course, a lot of times you go out of Miami or different
Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, right? Big port.
So what if you had a schedule to be on a cruise, then how does that work?
Well, so what happened was they closed the ports, and they're not opening them till tomorrow. So any ship that was supposed to, let's say, come in today isn't coming in. So you're out of luck. And that means that those people are getting delayed coming in. That means in some cases, like the Disney sailing on October 7th, is canceled. You're not going on that trip. They will give you a refund. They'll give you, in some cases, a credit or some benefits for a future sailing, but you'll have to then rebook.
Speaking of Disney, the theme park in Orlando is closed for only the 4th time in their history.
Amazing, right? They're very proactive.
1971,
Right.
Is there insurance for that?
They just they will refund your tickets, your unused tickets, and things like that. So you're covered. Best thing you can do is, you know, we were in touch with different insurance companies, and I got some data from Allianz Insurance. They do travel yesterday, so they were proactively taking in hundreds and hundreds of calls, which turned into thousands. They were processing hundreds and hundreds of claims, which will turn into thousands, because people's trips are getting interrupted and getting canceled. And if they have travel insurance, that's the #1 thing you should have. Make sure you're covered.
Well, let's talk more about insurance. Give them 3 questions real fast.
Are you allergic to latex?
No.
All right, eggs?
Let's go. No.
Have you ever had Guillain-Barré?
No, but I do play a doctor on television.
Well, that's weird. All right. So back to insurance.
So do I.
You're not real?
All right.
Back to insurance.
Yes. Here, lift this up.
I rarely get travel insurance. I did this last trip, and I'm glad I did, because I screwed up and messed up.
I rarely get it too, though, on flights
Should
and
we?
things.
I wouldn't get it on my flights.
Okay.
I would get it in particular on any kind of vacation package, because if you are flying in to catch a cruise and your flight gets delayed and you book that flight on your own, even if you book the cruise with a travel agent or anybody else, you will not get on that ship, because that ship will sail before you get there, and you will not, except at your own cost, get to the ship at the next port. Travel insurance will get you to the next port and get you on board that ship should you be delayed for, you know, any reason. And that's where you want to be covered. The other thing you have to think about is just cancel for any reason insurance. Let's say I'm getting a flu shot, but let's say I come down with the flu as a result of the flu shot.
Which is impossible.
It doesn't happen. So in that case, I would be able to cancel my trip for literally any reason. I just don't feel good. I got the sniffles. Cancel for any reason. That's a really great all-encompassing insurance policy.
Yeah, Mark, good to see you.
Always good to see you. I haven't gotten stuck yet.
Okay, it's about to happen.
You're gonna live.
I have a question for the both of you. If your ATM started spitting out $20 bills, like up to $400, and you only wanted 80, would you keep that money, or would you go back in the bank and say, "This is not mine"?
I would go back in, because they will find out and they will come after me.
Oh, the security cameras and stuff.
They got you on camera.
That's true.
John Security's a benevolent man. He just doesn't want to get
I don't want to
caught.
get busted. And by the way, is that a security blanket?
Are you talking about what I'm wearing?
Good Lord.
It's cold in here. I have a blanket.
Was that for the shot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, by the way, speaking of this, so the reason I brought all that up before we got sidetracked, we're about to meet the woman who did this. She took the money back into the Wells Fargo bank. Why would she do that? I think she's trying to teach her children a lesson.